Creating character designs or iconic figures for tabletop role-playing games involves several key fundamentals. Here are some important aspects to consider when developing character designs. Number 1. Shapes and silhouettes. Shapes and silhouettes are key elements in character design for tabletop role-playing games, TTRPGs, because they contribute to the visual appeal, recognition, and readability of characters. Creating strong shapes and distinct silhouettes enhances the overall design and ensures characters are easily distinguishable, even when viewed from a distance or in small sizes. When designing characters, consider the overall shape and silhouette as the foundation of their visual identity. Experiment with different shapes, both geometric and organic, to create visually interesting and unique characters. Geometric shapes, such as squares, circles, or triangles, can convey a sense of strength, stability, or precision. While organic shapes such as curves, loops, or jagged edges can evoke a feeling of fluidity, energy, or chaos. Start by sketching rough shapes to explore various design possibilities for your characters. Focus on the outline or silhouette, simplifying the details to capture the essence of the character's form. Play with different proportions, exaggerating or stylizing certain features to create a distinctive silhouette that stands out. Strive for clarity and avoid cluttered or ambiguous shapes that may confuse or obscure the character's design. Distinct silhouettes are particularly important in TTRPGs as they aid in quick identification and recognition of characters. Players often encounter numerous characters throughout a game, and being able to recognize them at a glance is crucial. Also, characters with clear and recognizable silhouettes are easily distinguishable even when viewed from a distance or represented in small sizes, such as on character sheets, tokens, or miniature figures. To refine the silhouette of your characters, practice silhouette studies by filling the shape with solid black or a flat color. Evaluate how the character reads from a distance or in a reduced size. Is the outline clear and recognizable? Does it communicate the character's essence or role? Make adjustments as needed to achieve a strong and distinct silhouette. Consider the character's role, personality, and abilities when selecting shapes and creating silhouettes. A warrior character may benefit from a solid, angular silhouette that conveys strength and power. In contrast, a sneaky rogue might have a more slender and curvaceous silhouette that suggests agility and stealth. The silhouette should reflect the character's traits and evoke the desired emotional response from viewers. Shapes and silhouettes also contribute to visual storytelling. They can provide subtle clues about a character's background, culture, or narrative. For example, a character from a medieval fantasy setting might have more ornate and angular shapes in their design, reflecting the architecture and aesthetics of that world. By incorporating relevant shapes and silhouettes, you can strengthen the connection between the character and their environment. Regularly seek feedback and critique from others to ensure the readability and effectiveness of your character designs. Show your sketches or designs to fellow artists, players, or game masters and gather their impressions. Ask for their interpretation of the character's silhouette and whether it aligns with your intended design. Constructive feedback can help refine and improve the clarity and visual impact of your characters. Shapes and silhouettes are fundamental elements in character design. Playing with different shapes, both geometric and organic, allows you to create visually interesting and unique characters. Aim for clear and recognizable silhouettes that make your characters easily distinguishable, even when viewed from a distance or in small sizes. Consider the character's role, personality, and narrative context when selecting shapes and designing silhouettes. Continual practice, experimentation, and feedback will help you develop strong and visually appealing character designs. Number 2. Light and shadow. These are also important because they can add depth, dimensionality, and a sense of realism to your artwork. Understanding how light interacts with the human form allows you to create visually engaging characters and evoke specific moods or atmospheres in your designs. By studying lighting principles such as cast shadows, highlights, shading, and considering the light source and the character's environment, you can effectively depict the interplay between light and shadow in your character. Start by studying the basic principles of lighting to effectively incorporate light and shadow. Understand how light behaves, including concepts such as direct light, diffuse light, and ambient light. Familiarize yourself with the different types of light sources, such as natural sunlight, artificial lighting, or magical illumination, and how they affect the appearance of objects and characters. Consider the position, intensity, and color temperature of the light source in relation to your character. Determine whether the light is coming from above, below, or from a specific direction, and how it affects the character's features, clothing, and surroundings. This understanding allows you to create accurate and believable lighting scenarios that enhance the overall visual impact of your character designs. Study the way light and shadow interact with different materials such as fabric, metal, or skin. Each material has its own reflective properties that affect how light is absorbed, scattered, or reflected. Consider how light interacts with different surfaces and textures to accurately depict the character's clothing, armor, or accessories. One important aspect of lighting to understand is the concept of cast shadows. Cast shadows occur when an object blocks the light source, creating a shadow on the surrounding surfaces. Study how shadows behave, paying attention to their shapes, lengths, and intensity. Experiment with different lighting scenarios to create interesting and dynamic shadows that add depth and realism to your character designs. Highlights are areas where light directly hits an object or character, creating bright spots. They indicate where the light source is most intense and help define the form and volume of the character. Observe how highlights appear on different surfaces, such as skin, hair, or reflective objects, and how they contribute to the overall lighting scheme. Use highlights strategically to accentuate the character's features and draw attention to specific areas. Shading is another important aspect of understanding light and shadow. It involves applying different values of tone to create the illusion of three-dimensionality and form. Study the way light transitions into shadow and how it affects the character's features and anatomy. Experiment with various shading techniques, such as cross-hatching, stippling, or blending to achieve the desired effects in your character designs. Consider the character's environment when determining how light and shadow will fall on them. Different environments such as a dimly lit dungeon, a vibrant forest, or a bustling city will have varying lighting conditions that affect the character's appearance. Take into account the color temperature and the ambient lighting of the environment to create a cohesive and immersive design. Regularly sketch and paint from life or reference images to further develop your understanding and application of lighting principles. Understanding how light interacts with the human form is crucial for creating depth, dimensionality, and realism in character designs. Study lighting principles, including cast shadows, highlights, and shading, to accurately depict the interplay between light and shadow in your artwork. Consider the light source and the character's environment to create cohesive and immersive designs. Continual practice and observation of light and shadow in the world around you will sharpen your understanding of how to effectively incorporate them. Take time to observe the way light falls on objects and people in different environments and under various lighting conditions. Remember that lighting is not only about technical accuracy but also about artistic expression. As an artist, you have the creative freedom to manipulate light and shadow to evoke specific emotions or emphasize certain aspects of your characters. And also, consider the mood and personality of the character and experiment with different lighting techniques to amplify their unique qualities. Number 3. Color theory. It is a fundamental aspect of character design that can greatly enhance the visual impact and storytelling potential of your characters. Understanding and effectively utilizing color can evoke specific moods, highlight character traits, create visual contrast, and contribute to the overall cohesiveness of your designs. By learning about color theory and experimenting with different color palettes, you can elevate your character designs to new levels of creativity and impact. One important concept in color theory is the understanding of color relationships. Complementary colors are pairs of colors that are opposite each other on the color wheel, such as red and green or blue and orange. Utilizing complementary colors in your character designs can create visual contrast and make certain elements stand out. For example, you might use complementary colors to highlight important accessories or distinctive features of your character, drawing attention to them and making them visually striking. Analogous colors are groups of colors that are adjacent to each other on the color wheel, such as blue, blue-green, and green. Analogous color schemes create a sense of harmony and cohesion. You can use analogous colors to create a unified and balanced color palette for your character designs. This can be particularly effective when representing characters from specific environments or cultures that have a distinct color palette associated with them. Color harmonies such as triadic or tetradic color schemes involve using colors that are evenly spaced around the color wheel. These harmonies create a dynamic and visually engaging effect. Triadic color schemes, for example, consist of 3 colors that are equidistant from each other, such as red, yellow, and blue. By utilizing color harmonies, you can add vibrancy and variety to your character designs while maintaining a sense of balance. Consider the mood and personality of your character when selecting colors. Warm colors, such as red, orange, and yellow, can evoke feelings of energy, passion, and warmth. They can be used to depict characters with strong personalities or fiery temperaments. Cool colors such as blue, green, and purple create a sense of calm, tranquility, and mystery. They can be used to represent characters who are calm, wise, or have a mystical aura. Color symbolism can also play a role in character design. Certain colors have cultural or symbolic associations that can be used to enhance the narrative or convey specific character traits. For example, red is often associated with power, passion, or danger, while purple can be associated with royalty, magic, or spirituality. Understanding color symbolism allows you to add layers of meaning and depth to your character designs. Experiment with different color palettes to find combinations that best represent your characters. Consider the character's background, culture, and story when selecting colors. Characters from a desert-themed region, for instance, might be depicted with warm earth tones, while characters from a frosty tundra might be associated with cool blues and whites. The color palette you choose should support and enhance the character's narrative and evoke the desired emotional response from viewers. Digital art tools provide a wealth of options for exploring and experimenting with color in your character designs. You can easily create and manipulate color swatches, try out different combinations, and make adjustments to hue, saturation, and value. Take advantage of these tools to refine your color choices and achieve the desired visual impact in your character designs. Ask for feedback from others to gain different perspectives on your color choices. Understanding how others perceive the colors in your designs can help you fine-tune what you've chosen. In summary, color theory is a powerful tool for enhancing your character designs. Learn about color relationships, such as complementary and analogous colors, and explore color harmonies to create visual impact and cohesion. Consider the mood, personality, and cultural context of your characters when selecting colors. Lastly, experiment with different color palettes to evoke specific emotions, highlight character traits, and create visual interest. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Keep on drawing.